What are 10 of the best whiskeys money can buy? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we are going to be going over 10 bottles of bourbons and whiskeys that I think are well worth their money and that you, as a bourbon and whiskey enthusiast, should possibly consider picking up. Before we get into my bottles, though, as always, I want to know what your bottles of bourbons and whiskeys that you think are well worth their money are down in the comments below. If any of your bottles line up with mine, or if you disagree with any of them, let me know that down in the comments as well. Make sure you guys drop that like button and smash that subscribe button because we are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Link to the Patreon and the store is down below. Go check that stuff out. But without further ado, let's get into these bottles. All right, everybody. So we've got 10 bottles of bourbons and whiskeys, all not cheap, all not super expensive, but in my opinion, well worth the money for the whiskey that you are getting. So let's get into bottle number one. Bottle number one is going to go to Old Forester 1910 Old Fine Whiskey. I've talked about this bottle so much, and I think that this is one of the best, if not the best, beginner bourbon at 93 proof. It's so enjoyable. It's got a lot of dark notes. It's got a lot of light notes. Those notes marry very well in a glass with this bottle of bourbon, and I think that at 93 proof, you're stepping it up a little bit, but you're not getting into that over 100 proof, and you're not going to burn your palate out, but you can definitely find really nice nuances in this bourbon, make really nice cocktails. It's a $45 bottle that you just cannot go wrong with. So 1910 is going to be bottle number one. Before we get into bottle number two, we've got to have a word from today's sponsor.
Ever skipped an early morning tea time due to drinking too much the night before? Well, me too. If you're committed to making your tea times, you need Z-Biotics. Z-Biotics Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. Z-Biotics was invented by PhD scientists to help with your rough next mornings. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct. It is this byproduct that causes rough next mornings, not dehydration. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme, and this enzyme helps break down that byproduct. Just remember, take one of these Z-Biotics before you drink the night before. Drink responsibly and get a good night's rest to have a great next day. Before I ever started taking Z-Biotics, the morning of a disc golf round was always rough, and I always like getting out there, slinging some discs and kissing some chains. Z-Biotics has made that a lot easier. I take this before I start drinking the night before, have my fun with my buddies, and I wake up feeling nice and refreshed like nothing ever happened. So that way I can get onto the disc golf course, have some fun, kiss some chains and miss some baskets, and have a great day.
With Memorial Day coming and 4th of July coming, you are going to want to stock up on your Z-Biotics. So to do that, make sure you go to zbiotics.com/everydaydrinker to get 15% off your first order. Or you can scan the QR code on the bottom of this screen and it'll take you right to their website. But make sure you use my code EverydayDrinker at checkout to get your 15% off your first order. You can also sign up for a subscription plan using my code so you can stay prepared no matter the time or the occasion. Z-Biotics is backed by 100% money back guarantee. If you are not satisfied with your purchase, they will give you your money back, no questions asked. So remember to head to zbiotics.com/everydaydrinker to get your first order 15% off. And thank you again to Z-Biotics for sponsoring today's video. All right, everybody, let's get in a bottle number two. Bottle number two is going to go to Rebel Small Batch Reserve. This right here is a newer bottle in the collection. It's coming in at 110 proof, and it is absolutely delicious. At $34, you cannot go wrong with this bottle right here. Packs full of flavor. Really, if you're looking for something that's going to make a really nice higher proof cocktail, this is definitely the one to go for. Light, earthy notes that are very, very well balanced with a lot of sweetness. And it's a wheated bourbon, and I think that a lot of beginner bourbons drinkers will enjoy this, and it is well worth the money that this bottle is and has inside of it. Everything about this bottle is absolutely darn perfect. Let's get into bottle number 3. Bottle number 3 is going to go to our first rye whiskey. This is the Sagamore Spirits Double Oak, coming in at 96.6 proof. This was one of the first rye whiskeys that I had gotten in my collection and absolutely fell in love with. It's got a lot of the bourbon notes, but it's very, very soft in the rye field, and it's a very, very nice introduction to what rye whiskey is. $55, you can't go wrong with this right here. I love the Sagamore Spirits label. I love the bottle. Everything about this bottle, from the glass to the whiskey inside of it, is an absolute enjoyment. And that's why Sagamore Spirits Double Oaked is well worth the money, in my humblest opinion. Let's get into bottle number 4. Bottle number 4 is going to go to our second rye whiskey. This right here is the Old Overholt 114. Yes, the 114 proof Old Overholt rye whiskey. This is a $32 bottle of whiskey. It is a screw cap, and in my opinion, that doesn't mean a darn thing about this bottle right here. I love this whiskey so freaking much. This is probably my 4th or 5th bottle of this bottle right here. At $30, you can mix it, you can drink it neat, drink it on the rocks, you can break the bottle, and you just won't care because it's going to be on the shelves, and it is an absolute dynamite pour. This bottle right here is almost a little bit more of a spicy, enjoyable Old Grandad 114, and there is nothing wrong with that. This holds its own against the Old Grandad 114, in my opinion, and the Old Overholt 114, also at 114 proof. This is well worth that $32, and you just cannot go wrong with that. Let's get into bottle number 5. Bottle number 5 is going to go to Knob Creek 12 year, and if you can find Knob Creek 12 year for under $65, in my opinion, it is a must grab every single time. This right here implements a lot of what an older whiskey can do at a little bit of a higher proof, but not a proof that is going to blow you out of the water, and a price that's going to blow you out of the water, and an age statement that is very, very nice to show you what an oak can implement in a bourbon, and still have a proof that, you know, gives you that little bit of love in your mouth, on your tongue, going down. One of those bottles that I think is its own niche in the bourbon world. At 12 years old, 100 proof, under $70. This bottle right here is one that I hope stays readily available, because at the price that it is, this is one that is well worth it, and I think should be on absolutely everybody's shelves for the price, the proof, and the age. Let's get into bottle number 6. Bottle number 6 is going to go to one that I just finished tonight, and that is Wild Turkey 101. Wild Turkey 101 is probably one of those staples and must-haves in every single whiskey collection. 101 proof, really nice age statement, really nice proof point, and this is a $28-ish bottle of bourbon that just is an absolute workhorse that you can do absolutely anything with. You can mix it, drink it neat, make cocktails with it. In my opinion, I only really mix Wild Turkey 101, but I know a lot of people love drinking this neat. I always have a bottle on my shelf, and looks like tomorrow I might have to go out and pick one up because we did just finish this one tonight. But nonetheless, Wild Turkey 101 is one of those bottles that I think everybody knows the name of, and if you've never had it before, you've always wondered what it tastes like, and I think that speaks volumes to what this bottle is, and to me, it's well worth the money that this bottle is, and it is a must-have for everybody, in my opinion. But let's get into bottle number 7. Bottle number 7 is going to go to Old Grandad 114, and I talked about it earlier when we were talking about this bottle right here, but It has to be in this list for what it is, what it's worth. The juice inside of this bottle is absolutely fantastic, phenomenal, out of this world. And at $28 to $32, depending on where you find this bottle, you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever. If you're looking for something that is a little bit higher proof that you're going to enjoy in your cocktails or sipping it neat, this is one of those bottles that I picked up when I was first getting into bourbons and whiskeys and wanted to experience something that was a little bit higher proof, that had really, really good recommendations, and that wasn't going to break the bank. This right here was that bottle that was recommended, and I picked it up, and I cannot tell you how many bottles of this I have bought in the past and hopefully in the future, because a lot of people know how good this bottle is. Let's get into bottle number 8. Bottle number 8, we're stepping it up a little bit in price. This is the Russell's Private Selects. And, you can get the store pick, the single barrels, but the Private Selects to me are a little bit better. They're coming in at 110 proof, which is going to be a little bit higher in that proof, but your age statements are anywhere from 8 to 10 years. And this one specifically is a 10-year-old pick that, in my opinion, is better than the Russell's 13-year, and that says a lot about what this bottle is. A lot of people get a Russell's Wild Turkey Funk. To me, you're not going to get it out of some of these. These are some of the best candy, fruity, cherry bombs with a little soft, subtle oak that come through. And in my opinion, I absolutely love these Russell's picks, and you just can't go wrong with them at all. And this one right here is an absolute killer bottle, and I know that there are a lot more killer bottles out there as well. Let's get into bottle number 9. Bottle number 9 is going to go to the best bang for your buck rye whiskey on the market right now. This is the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye whiskey, and I'm late to the game. I know I am on this. I know a lot of you have been telling me for months and months and months to get my hands on one of these, and I was able to do it last month, and I see the hype. I see why these bottles right here sell out like hotcakes, because of just how darn delicious the juice, the whiskey, the rye whiskey that is in this bottle right here is absolutely incredible. Again, incredible. You can't go wrong with Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. Mine specifically is coming in at 135.7 proof, one of the more higher proofed whiskeys in my collection at the moment, and it does not drink that 135.7 proof at all. It is one of the best experiences in a whiskey that I have had in a very, very long time, especially for the price. This is coming in at about $65, $70 for most people. You can't go wrong. Let me tell you that again. You cannot go wrong with this right here. If you're afraid of rye whiskey, don't be with this bottle, because it will turn you into a rye lover, and there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But enough of the best rye whiskey on the market right now. That's the best bang for your buck. Let's get into bottle number 10. Bottle number 10 is going to be your best bang for the buck bourbon, and I think a lot of you thought that this bottle was going to be on here, and you would be correct. This is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed, coming in at 116.8 proof, and I have loved this bottle for so long. It is one of those bottles that you can't live without on your bar, and that is what it does to me. I cannot live without having a Wild Turkey Rare Breed on my bar, because if I don't have one of these on the bar, it is the bottle that it is my tier of, is it better than Wild Turkey Rare Breed, or is it worse than Wild Turkey Rare Breed when it comes to like a barrel strength or a higher proof bottle of bourbon? And that says so much about this bottle, right? I mean, there's one other bottle that is very comparative, and it's the Old Forester 1920. But for me, I've blinded them so many times together. I just always seem to gravitate and find myself enjoying the Wild Turkey Rare Breed just a little bit more. And going off of that again, is a bourbon better than Wild Turkey Rare Breed, or is a bourbon not as good as Wild Turkey Rare Breed? And 9 times out of 10, it's hard to say that another bottle is going to be better than this bottle right here for the proof, for the money, for the whiskey. It is an absolute staple, and I think it's a staple for a lot of you out there as well. There you guys have it. Those are 10 of my must-have, best bang for your buck bottles of bourbons that are well worth their money. And whiskeys, not just bourbons. I wanted to throw in a couple of ryes in here as well. Let me know your list down in the comments below. Thank you again to ZBiotics for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. And until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.